Bye.
Hello guys, it's your girl Melamona here with a different kind of video today that's not love messages or general messages, okay? So, as of lately, I've been really dibbling and dabbling into shadow work for myself, okay? Um, I feel as though some of you guys could need this information as well, as such as myself, looking at shadow work, what it is, and things like that. So what I'm going to do in this video is actually, explain to you what shadow work is, how to go about it, and pretty much say what does each, placement or things like that needs to hear. Okay? It's not generalized or love, but just like whatever you need to hear about yourself in regards to your shadow self or your, you know, inner self that you don't expose. So let's just hop right into what is shadow work. Also, I got some notes right here so I don't lose track of what I'm telling you guys. So shadow work is pretty much where you acknowledge your inner self. And I mean everything, not only just positive things about yourself, but also, you know, what is things that you don't want to show people that you actually embody on a regular day basis, such as like rage, envy, greed, selfishness, nastiness, and be able to be controlling of power, things like that. Pretty much things you wish nobody knew about you. That's what we're going to be talking about. How to, I wouldn't say conquer, but be able to accept that side of yourself and learn from that type of behavior. Okay? So, one thing that people might do that, when they realize that they're being this way, whether it's like selfish, greedy, things like that, or, rude, somebody may repress those feelings, towards somebody. Or maybe, like after they instantly, you know, realize that they are the one that's doing that to somebody else, you could pretty much also project it onto people other than keeping that part of you in and not showing your true self, which has always been yourself. It's just something you repress. But if you're not the type to repress uh this type of part of yourself, you may project it onto others. Okay, so what projection is, if you don't know what projection is where you pretty much throw on your own inner qualities or something that is something dealing with you onto somebody else. So take for example, rudeness. Somebody could come to you and they might talk in a different tone, or they may say something that you don't like. You will automatically consider that rude. Okay, yeah, that might come off as rude, but I don't feel as though people don't always have those intentions. It's your psyche or your inner self realizing that, oh, I notice myself in others. Okay, that's kind of shadow working, realizing that you see yourself in others, and you also do that same thing. It's a good thing that you are acknowledging and realizing you're doing self awareness. That's one step to that. Okay, so pretty much moving on to that part. How can you do shadow work? What are some steps? Um, how can it affect my life? What do I need to know about this? Okay, so for one, you always need to own up to your flaws, your weaknesses, selfishness, hate, things like that. Own up to it. Know that, I did this and this is wrong. When you know that something is wrong that you did to somebody else, you can, not to correct it the next time. I'm not saying that you should like repress it. That's the difference between repressing and correcting. Okay? So once you do shadow work and things like that, some changes that you might notice in yourself and everything around you, your relationships are going to improve. You'll have a clear perception of like yourself, other people, you'll pretty much your mental and your physical health will enhance. Because people stress out about it, but I'll go more into depth on each topic. You will also become more mature once you do some type of shadow work. So let's talk about what can be approved one by one from that list. So as I was saying, when you improve your relationships after doing shadow work, you're able to accept yourself and others, their flaws. You know, that's talking about like, growing with somebody, being able to be a better person. So if you're a selfish person and you're with somebody and you do some shadow work, or maybe they're selfish and it's vice versa, you are able to learn from somebody that probably already healed, or you need to be going through a healing process. Not saying that you need people to heal, but you may, find yourself kind of getting the sense that, oh, this person brings out a better side of me. So you become more selfless. This is where you put other people before yourself in a good way. So it's like it's not always about you, or you don't blame other people to save yourself. It's like you take accountability within relationships and why things might not work, or just the betterment of relationships, being able to compromise, things like that. Healthy communication, no blaming, no, on projections onto other people. Like, you don't want that, okay? So that's one way that it can be improved, in your relationships. Another thing is the clear perception. So with clear perception, it's your way of knowing yourself better. Again, let's just take relationships and the argument. When somebody could be projecting themselves onto you, or they could be labeling you as a certain thing, after you reach a higher part of yourself where you already did that healing, nothing like that can affect you anymore, because you know yourself. You can think clearer and not react off of emotions that are just you're repressing feelings, or just pretty much it's traumas you didn't get over. If you have a clear perception of yourself and what you need to heal over, and you've done that, nothing like that will be able to affect you. Which is moving on to the next thing that I was telling you about: physical and mental enhancement of your health, in that area. So, once you, deal with those past traumas, childhood wounds, things like that, you are able to, become happier, have more healthier relationships. So let's just take mommy daddy issues. That's like the number one thing that people like to throw in each other's faces when it comes to things not working out, and how this person was raised. So let's talk about that. So let's talk about just let's just say daddy issues and then mommy issues. So with daddy issues, you may find that a girl, they always typically cliche way label a girl that always wants a male's attention, and they usually do crazy things for a guy or whatever. Like, they long for love from a guy. They may say that's daddy issues. But I feel as though if she do some type of shadow work on, like, why do I always have to go for that route, when she realizes that that's kind of unhealthy, which is a childhood wound, she probably don't want to accept that about herself or the situation. Which everybody's shadow work and childhood wounds and traumas are different, okay? So for the people that's watching me talking, oh, daddy issues, da da da, yeah, I know. I'm just using this as an example. Everybody's story is different. Just listen, okay? All right. So yeah, let's just take that. She may long for a male's attentions because of the lack of attention or presence from her father in, her childhood life. So that's where you might find somebody, longer for that. Or mommy issues, where a guy may find it hard, that, the mother is somebody that's always going to love you. If, let's just say he was adopted and given up. Okay? This is something that really harms a lot of people and their psyche. If you do shadow work, let's say you are the adoptive son that doesn't have the mother in his life. If he does his work and realizes that, okay, my self-worth is, not valued by another person but myself, and like how I can handle it myself, I'll be fine, and I wouldn't bring that into other relationships. Just learn from that. When you learn from pretty much the past and things like that, you are able to move forward healthily, know how to, pretty much it's like time with experience. You are able to grow from that. Like, I don't know if I can make that make sense for you guys, but that's the best way I can describe it.
Oh God,
Sorry guys.
back to mental
They just
health.
got home and being able to recognize and grow from situations. Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. After you realize things about yourself that you don't want to accept, and not only realizing and accept that about yourself, you're able to reach new heights. Self-awareness is very powerful. Discovery is always important, learning about yourself. Because, it's things that you don't even know about yourself, but you have to sit with and, actually look for. Because you just think about the surface, okay? This is kind of like a psychology lesson where you have, the self I show you now, the inner self, ego, things like that. All of that plays into yourself. You have to explore yourself. That's why they always be like, you don't know a person to like so many years and things. But moving back to the topic so I don't get off the track, maturity, last but not least for me. I feel like maturity is something that you will gain after doing some type of shadow work. Because a lot of people become, I would say, childish when it comes to, I'm just say, relationships, business, things like that. Let me think of a business one because this probably is going to hit home for some people. But let's just talk about business. Let's say you are a boss. You are a boss. You have a company. You are doing things to where you get money. But you are a selfish boss, a mean boss, things like that, okay? And your coworkers see that. You may run into a problem where, that may backfire. You don't always, want to be seen as that person, but if you're coming off that way, that can affect your ways of work. Once you realize that and fix something about yourself, just know that you are able to, as my mama would say, you get more flowers with honey. You be more sweeter, things like that. I'm just saying that, you don't disregard that about yourself, but you realize that you're doing that to grow and be able to go forward in life, okay? It's all about shadow work. Knowing yourself, knowing that that's a part of yourself, acknowledge those things, and kind of fix those things. Like, kind of tweak them. I'm not saying that, if you are this hard body person always cussing people out because you don't want nobody running over you, just know that the reason why you're doing that is because something hurt you in the past to where you feel as though everybody's trying to hurt you. That's not it. Be it, again, self-perception, knowing when somebody is doing that properly to you. Is that projection? Are you repressing? Knowing yourself, okay? I can say that I probably still need some work that I don't know about myself, but I feel like I came a long way to where I cannot be moved in my own emotions and things like that because I know myself. So what I'm trying to do for you guys today is get you to a higher part of yourself as well, just as I am on my own journey. Okay, so let's look at some ways that you can overcome them. Okay, like I said, self-awareness. So what you can do, which you probably won't always catch yourself doing, but if you're talking to somebody and you kind of feel that you are in a situation where you are uncomfortable, you feel like you're being mean, or just things didn't go nicely, record it. Record it or take note. But oh, I blew up at this person on blah 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 day. Okay, you probably did that because you were angry. But also ask yourself, why was you angry? What caused that? What was your feelings? Okay? So let's say somebody said something to you that was a trigger. Triggers are indications that something from the past has caused that. So really think about your emotions, okay? Also, again, another thing to move forward with shadow work, be honest with yourself. Be honest and know that, people might tell you some things about yourself that you may not like. But be honest with the fact that, oh, let me analyze that first. And analyzing that is pretty much you being able to sit there, see those qualities in yourself, and what can I do differently if, it's affecting my relationships with people or my own self. Because, those things can affect you as well. Your psyche, your mental, like I said, your health. So, by that being said, when you release those traumas, you're able to live a more peaceful life. People that are stressing, if you're stressing a lot, that causes, if you have those type of problems, it could cause heart problems. I don't know, but I know most of the time it could cause high blood pressure, things like that. Just you being able to, people like to binge eat, stress eat, things like that. That's not good for you. If you're happy, you're able to, have a healthier lifestyle, be able to not worry about things and move on with your life. That's what everybody wants, really. So, yeah, again, that journal. Keep a journal so that way you can, look back and see your progress. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, next time, just do some mental notes and things like that. I'm glad that I can kind of school you guys on what shadow work is, but now I will be hopping into the actual reading for your sign. Okay? Hello, my earth signs. We are here to talk about some shadow work. So as I will be doing this, I will go through each sign through the earth sign. So let's see who I want to start with. Let's start off with Virgo. Okay? Let's start off with Virgo and let's see what Virgo needs to work on their shadow self. I don't know. I feel like a lot of you guys, just looking at, just doing the previous videos, a lot of my, guys, people, girls, whoever, they've been going through more of a personal awareness, awakening, self-awakening type of moment more than, childhood traumas that I can know. But again, these are generalized messages. Everything is not going to resonate on a personal level. But for my Virgos, I feel like you guys feel as though things should come easily. No. I'm getting bratty, snooty vibes, okay? So I feel like you guys are going through this point in your life where everything should be given to you and not taken. So you're very selfish right now. You're selfish. You're really nasty when you don't get your way. And I feel like you need to be opposite, because like all these things that you are getting and the appreciation for people like that or whatever, that's not good. You should show gratitude, because everything you have could be gone tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. But let's get back into some more things that you need to do. But that's first, okay? Your spirits is like, hey, we need to bring you down a notch, or maybe we need to take you off your high horse. Okay, something like that. This is the more love and care you give yourself, the more love you have to give to others. So it's something about being almost like charitable. So you could be greedy. You guys could definitely be greedy when it comes to your time, money, things like that. Just greedy, like selfish. Like I said, you don't need to be that way, because people give to you. You receive those things from your spirit guides because they feel as though you could be as, charitable as they are. Don't do that. Okay, do not do that. It also says life is art, and paint your dreams, sing your song, enjoy the dance. So it's like, yeah, with this one, it's like, oh, I can't be touched, I'm walking on sunshine. Yeah, oh no, that's not it. You're in this fantasy world. I feel like you guys right now don't even want to see that side of yourself, and you just want to see, this self, not your shadow self. I know you guys aren't ready for that, but you need to get ready. You need to get ready, because it says here, it says souls that belong to each other will always find their way back together. So I feel like what they say, the truth will come to light, and your truth is your shadow self. Your truth is your shadow self. And I feel like this could be This could be dealing with some of y'all relationships with people like your family members, friends. Because, you know, friends don't like if you can't be there for somebody like they've been there for you, then you will lose friends. If you can't give to your family or something like that, if you can't be there for family, family cannot be there for you. And then you play victim, okay? Like, nobody cares about me, da da da. No, because it's the same way. You gotta, you give and to receive. Oh, this one popped out. It says time to take action. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Be accountable for your actions. Repercussions. Okay? It's all about repercussions. It's all about repercussions. And I'm kind of glad that this color is here. So you got like this amber, like brown colors in the, this right here. So I'm definitely getting that you guys have been embodying the sit right here. Like you feel like success should be given to you and things like that, prosperity. But also too, it's like before you even got to this point, you like sit right got to that point, it was amethyst at one point. It had to go through heat. It had to go through a change physically. Okay, one more message. Communication is key. Okay? It's good to know what you want, but if people been communicating to you recently, listen to them. Stop being greedy. Stop being selfish. Be more charitable. That's one thing. If your hand clenched, like if you got some money and your hand is clenched to not give, your hand is clenched to also not receive as well. So don't be a crab in the bucket type of person thing either. Okay? So Virgo, that's all I have for you guys. And I will see you guys in another reading. Hello, my Taurus. I see that you can see that I'm a little bit different in this video only because my camera had died and it was a little bit dark and I wanted to use the sunlight, okay? So back to what you guys need to work on in regards to shadow work. Let's look at that right now. Let's look at what Taurus needs in regards to shadow work with something that's been hindering you from being your better self. Let's see what's been hindering you from being your better self. Okay. 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 So, of course, this right here is just evident of trying to be right all the time. Okay, I know that us Tauruses can be stubborn, but we should also know when to not be stubborn, when, you know, the time calls for some type of compromise or anything like that. Like, just because your point is getting made or something, don't rub it in somebody's face. Don't always, like, pretty much don't try to force a situation to where you know, you don't look wrong. I mean, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. You learn from your mistakes, so you cannot be right all the time. Okay, so there's some more shadow work things to work on. Some more shadow work things. Do this. I feel like y'all are self-destructive. Okay, so that means by that being said, like you're self-sabotagers. That's something you need to stop doing, which that could mean like overthinking and things like that, taking on the burden of your thoughts because you had a Ten of Swords here. Okay, the Ten of Swords is kind of like, it's not good because it's like on another deck, the swords is somebody's back. Like they took on a lot of burdens and they just let it, you know, get to their head and think a lot. And it really messes up what you have, which is like self-sabotaging by overthinking. Okay. Well, yeah. Overthinking. You need to stop overthinking. You need to stop trying to be right all the time. You also have the Four of Cups here. I feel like you need to stop putting people on a pedestal, or yourself. Okay, this could be yourself being put on the pedestal or putting somebody else on the pedestal, which is not great because it should be equally done if you put yourself on a pedestal. And that's probably why you don't have so many good relationships, because you're super like self-centered. Something about humbling yourself. I know this don't sound like a lot of crucial things. Greed. I feel like greed is one thing as well, because like a penny pincher. You have the penny pincher here. Yep. And you know the little devil, so that's like a bad habit of yours that you probably do, to where you do not give to people. You're self-centered. Like, if, yeah, like you feel really like, look at it. Look at the skulls on the bottom. You feel like people are beneath you, that you're in power, like you have control issues of being in power, being right. Like you can be like self-absorbed, okay? So where you just think everything is about you, things should be about you. If it's not about you, hit the road. Yep. What I tell you? You cut people off. It's almost similar to Leos. So maybe that's how you've been feeling towards a Leo or something like that. I feel like you guys have more to you, because like that's just a little bit, like just a little bit. Hello, he did taste for toys, but anyway, stop tasting. Okay, let's see some more for Tauruses. Also too, with the King of Pentacles here, I feel as though that you really cling on to people. Like you're clingy, but clinginess don't have to be bad all the time. I'm just saying that by you being clingy, you really don't know how to let go of bad things, okay? You cannot let go of bad things. You do not put yourself first when it comes to particular people. But when it's like in regards to something, maybe you dismiss a lot of people over this person or your situation, okay? Maybe that's the case. Like you just like, I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off type of thing. But the 3 here talks about, you know, me, myself, and I type of thing. Then the I would say the transformation card. But the death card wanted to come out kind of to where it's like you need some type of change, some transformation. Okay, let's see. You have the 3 of Wands. Ships are coming in. It's like, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so you guys definitely, with the 3 of Wands here, it's like you know that you are in this tower moment. Because look at the 3 of Wands. The guy, he's like pointing at the tower, if you can see. But look at the heart as well, the apple. The apple of my eye. So it's like, yeah, you self-sabotage by literally putting yourself in a situation that's the tower moment. You know, because the priestess is here. You also know that somebody or you have control issues with the emperor here. You want to have the chair. You want to be here. Again, look behind the emperor. It's a tower moment. It's like you're trying to be in control of this tower moment. And what needs to be done is a release. A release. The 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles talks about an investment. And by this being in reverse, you need to let go of that invested time and move, you know, this way, because it's pointed this way. Because there's a lot of blood, more than, you know, love, blood, sweat, and tears that was put into this. Okay. It says confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So, like I said, something about Leo. Maybe you have Leo in your placement or something like that. Or maybe you're dealing with Leo. This is what the situation is talking about. That can help you further do your shadow work. It says step outside your comfort zone. So, yeah, this might be outside of your comfort zone. Because, yes, as you being one of the stubborn signs or fixed signs, you don't really like change. You're used to this situation, so you rather stick this out. But change is always good. So if you want to do shadow work, that's a part of change. It says your commitment is being tested. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. It says your commitment is being tested. So it's like, yeah, this commitment, like I was saying, I think with Leos or something like that, I'm not really for sure, but your commitment is being tested, but it's not with that person in particular. It's to yourself. How committed to yourself are you willing to really, take that next step to better yourself, Taurus? How confident are you in being able to do this? Because I feel like you guys are putting on this facade of like, oh, I'm strong, I'm this big and bad person, everybody's beneath me, I'm in control. But I feel like you guys are really out of control of what you guys can handle right now, and y'all can do when it comes to relationships. This could be financial as well, because I know you guys love money, so that's why y'all penny pinching, because you cannot control your money. You can't control the circulation of it. So now you're starting to become greedy. So what you do is do a more healthier version and start saving and things like that. Okay? Alright, hopefully this resonated with some of you guys. Let me know in the comments. Let me see. Let's move on to Capricorn. Which card do I want to use? I want to use this for Capricorn. Okay, let's move on to Capricorn. Let's see what's up with Capricorn. Capricorn. What are some shadow work things was popping up that needs to be done in regards to shadow work? Just let you guys know, y'all do not be self-absorbed. Like, yes, I know shadow work is about learning yourself, being, about yourself, but it's also a healthy amount of it, okay? You do not want it to become obnoxious or anything to that point. So, for my Capricorns, what do my Capricorns need to know in regards to their shadow work right now? What are some things they need to work on? Ooh. Okay. So, okay. I feel like this could be in regards to like your sexuality and being hidden. Like, this is more of like, if you want to be your true self, be your true self. This could be a story for somebody else. I feel as though your mother, so you feel as though that your dad does not support you on that side of yourself. And I feel like the shadow work that you need to do is like being true to yourself, acknowledging that. And, I feel like that's the easiest thing to be said and done, I know. But you do have support from your mother. This person probably was standing beside you this whole time. Once you made it clear to her that's what it was. Maybe you have father issues. Maybe that's something that needs to be mended with you too, because it starts with your parents, the family, how you were treated and things like that. So maybe your relationship with your father right now could be a little bit rocky, whether you are in the LGBTQ community or not. Okay, so just mend it with your father. Just know that you have support from your mother. Y'all should be able to sit down and talk about that. Maybe what was done. Yeah, I feel like it would be an easy pass through moving forward, because you have the Chariot card here. Being able to move past things quickly, whether this is, in a good way or a bad way, yes, things could be quick, but it's the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like, you know, this is good. I feel like you kind of already know yourself a little bit, like, you know, the bad parts about yourself, or just yourself when it comes to the situation, to where you might be a little bit comfortable with some support. So definitely do that. Definitely do that. Okay, but let's look at different scenarios for my Capricorns. So I feel like my Capricorns have like an insecurity problem. And you guys could also, like, if you are a male or the masculine energy has this insecurities about themselves, to where, and I say insecurities because look at this the deer. My terminology might not be as great, but you know, the male deer, they have antlers and things like that, and they use that as, you know, a form of parading themselves and really letting people know. But the fact that these antlers are also rainbows, like, oh, you're trying to be eye-catching, like an insecurity. Maybe this is a self-image thing. I feel like, again, you cling to people that give you this attention and make you not feel insecure. So maybe you're holding on to somebody to feel good about yourself. So something that you need to start working on is knowing that you are insecure and how to face that head on. Yeah, to see your true self with the Three of Wands here. Being able to see past the facade about yourself. Because the minute you feel like you're confident and you know that you're not, with that insecurity, that could be your greatest downfall, because you're triggered. Yeah, you're triggered by a lot of things when it comes to your insecurities, because you have the Five of Wands here. This talks about being scattered and like caught off guard, because I feel like the moment anybody comes for you with the Chariot here, you do not know how to react. So that could be a reason why your relationships are kind of out of whack, because you feel some type of way, somebody else give that person some attention or whatever, you charge right in, causing commotions, not knowing that it's yourself that you have to deal with, because you don't want to project your own insecurities or whatever you're doing onto somebody else. So cheating, you know, if you feel like somebody else cheating on you, don't go cheating because you don't have evidence. So it's like you kind of jump to conclusions type of thing. Same. I'm mad because I left my rings over there. Okay. Yep. I feel like this is definitely some childhood wounds, because this is like my childhood going into adulthood card. I say that because you have the adulthood here and you have the childhood here, represented by the colorful lifestyle. This is more, I'm not gonna say boring, but you know, the more, how would you call it, tailored life or whatever. But I feel like childhood wounds are resurfacing here, because these are the roots and that's you now, but it's in reverse. So it's like childhood wounds could be resurfacing, they're coming to light, and now you're starting to see like why things are going the way they are. So let's get some advice on how you can get past these insecurities, jump to conclusions, pretty much being a maniac, going around like, you know, boy cries wolf, and that's not what you need to do. To be more logically think about the person you're dealing with. You know, is this person trying to hurt me? Why do I feel this way about this person doing this to me? I don't know. People don't realize, or maybe people don't know that, you know, what your relationship with your parents or whatever in the past were, it does affect you now. So it's like, yeah, it's time to release negativity, whether this is step outside your comfort zone. This is full moon, so it's like, I feel like you guys want this because you want your relationships to work. You want to be wanted as well, because again, that insecurity is like, maybe you was abandoned like I feel like this is vice versa. So somebody could have been abandoned by the mother, raised by the father, or abandoned by the father, raised by the mother, and it's like you're battling like, why does this person does not want me, type of thing. And now it's like, okay, when you find somebody that is equally like that, you kind of like wing onto them and then accuse them of something that you really had problems with in the past with your parents. It says you and your loved ones are safe. So it's like, I feel like whatever you're about to say to them or something, that's a safe space for you. You know, going to mend those wounds, talk to them about how you are feeling. I feel like you're going to be able to talk to them openly. Again, I see fast movement, great communication going on. It says the energy is gaining momentum. So maybe this is something that you always had to do but never did because of the fear of how the outcome will be. But me seeing this is like, we just sit down, talk about the problems, like how that person hurt you. It's going to be like great communication back and forth. Also with the chariot, you going towards them and the sun and everything is here. You know, you see that as well. There's also some red around it. So maybe this person didn't know that you had this type of resentment towards them. So you kind of, you know, open their eyes a little bit with the Three of Wands. Okay? Okay. Okay. But as you know, hopefully you resonated with this general shadow work, you know, reading. And, you know, just let me know if you resonate with this. Comment down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, you know, and click the notification bell so you can get more content from me and know, you know, when I'll be posting. But as you know, I am Melamona. You have a good day, guys.